Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope your Erev Shabbos is going great. Sorry I am so late. It's been a busy day and a lot of good things, and that's what I wanted to share with you. I decided to do this from Shul today as I figured I haven't been here in a while and I miss Shul. I've been upstairs in the office. I've been handing out hundreds of bags of Shabbos, Taste of Shabbat. Last week, 100. This week, over 100. It's been a tremendous blessing, but I haven't sat and stood in my place where I usually give the sermon from. I said, hey, why don't I try that today? Today was a special day, and it was a roller coaster week. If you remember last Friday, right before Shabbos, I asked everyone to pray for my dear friend, the Chabad rabbi in Hanover, Germany, who was so sick, 43 years old, same age as me. 8 little children, an amazing guy with an infectious, warm personality, so much love, so much joy, so much happiness. And we all prayed for him from around the world. And unfortunately, we opened up our phones after Shabbos to find out that he passed away. For me to think that a friend of mine, my age, would die to this terrible disease was just gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. But from there, the week went positive. First of all, from all over the world, people rallied towards his family and wife, who decided so courageously to stay there and to continue the Chabad work in Hanover without her husband, to stay there and live there and continue. And from all over the world, people donated to a fund where they raised 1.6 million euro to support this family. And it taught me about the warmth, the love, the achdut of our community. Today was an amazing day. So I got to tell you what happened today. Courtney has a first cousin who lives in New York, in Florida. And her husband, father of 7 kids, I think, or 6, got sick with COVID about 6 weeks ago. And he was so sick in the hospital. It was just terrible. We have a group, a WhatsApp group with all of Courtney's first cousins. There's a lot of them, and all of their parents, and we were praying every day, reciting the entire Psalms constantly, continuously. Everyone, all of our children were engaged in this, and slowly he was getting a little better, and today, miraculously, he came home. And we had a Zoom for the family, and we watched it live. And I have to tell you, you had to see what happened at the hospital. Hundreds of nurses, doctors, staff in the hospital lining up down from the hospital room to the elevator, downstairs, outside. It was just, we were watching and crying. And then when they came home, there was hundreds of cars lined up, every cousin, every friend, and they made the blessing Shehecheyanu. And I thought about what happened at the beginning of the week, and I thought about how this week is ending. And I've been thinking a lot about this week's Torah portion. And one of the great, earlier this week I spoke to you about not holding a grudge. I spoke to you about judging everyone favorably. I spoke to you about being just. But today I want to speak to you about something so much deeper, something so much more positive. And that's the verse that the Torah tells us, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your fellow as yourself. And Rabbi Akiva, the great sage who I mentioned earlier in the week, he says, Zeh klal gadol b'Torah, that v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, loving your fellow as yourself, is a great and important and essential part of the Torah. And I saw it this week. I saw it when I saw people from all over the world, strangers, family, community, rallying around this widow with her 8 children, whose husband gave his life, as she did, to change the Jewish community. They sacrificed with love their whole life to make a difference. And here we saw the community rally around them. And then to see Courtney's cousin Mati come home, and to see the love, the joy of so many, it made me think about the verse, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, the true and essential love that every one of us has to have for another. And the rabbis always ask, the Alter Rebbe asks in Tanya, how could you tell someone love your fellow as yourself? It's impossible. Nature is that I love myself, you love yourself. You could say, be nice. You could say, don't do unto yourself others what you don't want done unto yourself. You could say, judge your neighbor favorably. But to tell someone to love his fellow as himself, that's ridiculous. It's not realistic. And Alter Rebbe and Tanya, in the basic Hasidic philosophy of Chabad, which is the core mission of who we are, says that you need to understand that the whole idea of Judaism is for each and every one of us to see, to lift ourselves spiritually, and not to focus on the material, but to focus on the spiritual. And when you focus on the spiritual, what do you see? You don't see a body, you see a soul. And you're recognizing and understand that each one of us is a chelek alakami mal mamish. We're all a part of God, and we're all one soul. And therefore, when you see the soul and not the body, you could love someone just as you love yourself, because you're seeing a part of yourself. We're all part of God. And that's why when the convert came to Hillel, and he said, hey Hillel, I want to convert on one foot. He was playing a game with Hillel, and he thought Hillel would get angry. And Hillel says, no problem. Don't do unto others what you don't want done to yourself. Love another as yourself. The rest is all interpretation. You know why? Because the essence of Torah is to lift ourselves to a place where we see the soul and we focus on the spiritual and the holiness of the soul. And when you see that, then you're able to love someone like yourself. And that's what I saw this week. That's what I saw with my friend Benny Wolf, who passed away, and the way the whole Jewish world rallied around his family and the dedication of his wife. Wish her long life, and God should give her the strength to deal with what she has coming her way, and give her some joy and nachas from her kids, and to the whole Hanover community that had such a tragic loss. And I saw that we ended this week as I came to Chabad, and while I was giving out the taste of Shabbat to so many cars coming by and seeing so many friends from a distance and being able to smile and say good Shabbos, I was able to watch the Zoom and cry tears of joy as I saw Mati come home, but also as I saw the love, the unconditional love of friends, of family, of strangers to watch this miracle. And I pray to you that as we continue this month of Iyar, the month of healing, that Hashem brings healing to all of us, and that we have a good Shabbat, and that we are able to celebrate with our family and loved ones, but be able to eventually come out and enjoy with our community the love that we have for one another. Today at 6:30, we have a Zoom pre-Shabbat L'chaim. It's a nice place to mingle where you can come in, say good Shabbos to the rabbi, hear a thought, say L'chaim, get your favorite scotch, your favorite vodka or wine or tequila, whatever you want, and join us for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We'll do that at 6:30, and then at 7 we'll do a pre-Shabbat Yedid Nefesh and some songs from the Shabbat service as we get into Shabbat. We also send out an email with all our Zoom and Facebook Live activities for next week, so you can have it all organized in one place. It's a beautiful email, and you'll be able to join us for some or all of it. Levi, Yisrael will be giving classes. Gruni, I will do services some days during the week live, and we'll have Gruni will have a pretzel challah bake, and next week we'll do Taste of Shabbat again with a new twist. Shabbat Shalom. Enjoy. See you soon.